The acting director of public prosecutions had barely got to her feet when it became clear Thursday would be no easy day in the Court of Appeal.
The prosecution was dealt a big blow on day 4 of the Kartel retrial hearing. Unless evidence is produced, Kartel could walk free. You know what? Let's get into this story. Welcome to Jet. So first and foremost, before we get into how this could be the last few days for Vybz Kartel and his co-accused in prison, give thanks to Yahuwah and to Yeshua. Yes, man. Yesterday, Jet gave Kartel and the other legal team a hard time. None of them professed the man them innocent. Them argument was weak, but it looked like the acting DPP, Claudette Thompson, turned to them. The acting DPP opened her case with a bang. She opened with the general legal principle that justice must be done.
The acting director of public prosecutions had barely got to her feet when it became clear Thursday would be no easy day in the Court of Appeal. Claudette Thompson told the justices of the seriousness of the crime of murder and demanded an order for a retrial. Ms. Thompson pointed out that the crime was allegedly committed over an illegal gun and that the victim's body had never been found. The senior prosecutor maintained that justice must be done both ways.
Well, she never knew this was going to be a tough fight or incompetent on her part. But what's the cost of justice? Some would say no price for the pan justice. Others would say it should be at any cost. Jet agree with the former Justice Marva McDonald Bishop had a different idea.
But Justice McDonald Bishop wanted to know the exact cost of justice in the Kartel matter. The senior jurist repeatedly pressed the prosecution as to whether the expense to the state to mount a retrial was a burden Jamaica would be prepared to bear.
No disrespect, Miss Bishop. How could you put a price on justice? Justice has no price tag, especially such as the state. No, me not understand, Wagwan.
The acting DPP responded that the state would just have to foot the bill. Clearly unconvinced, Justice McDonald Bishop responded, quote, "That's a novel interpretation of that factor, but I leave it alone."
Jamaica would have to foot the bill. What kind of answer that, Miss Thompson? Jet agree with the judge. An acting senior lawyer, an answer like that, disappointed with that answer, Miss Thompson. It seems like you're not prepared properly. The answer should be justice must be done at all costs.
The judge pressed on, quote, "The law is really if one case is going to deplete our resources, time, money, human. That's what the case law says. We have to consider, do we really put our economy through that?" End quote.
Yes, Judge Bishop, in the interest of justice. This case is in the interest of the public, and this case will not deplete Jamaica resources. How will the judge go on with, man? What kind of message is the judge sending to criminals, especially the one them who have money? Make the case expensive and the government will back down.
The acting DPP responded, quote, "I don't know if we can put a fixed cost to justice." End quote. Justice McDonald Bishop shot back, "That's a requirement of the law." End quote.
Good answer, acting DPP. That you should have said the first time. What is at stake here? The cost to the government will be much higher if the case showed Kartel and his co-accused sue them for 13 years, loss of earnings. So the judge better know that the law teacher, judge of course, she refer her court as a classroom. And she is the teacher. I wonder what the teacher's pet.
She eventually urged the acting DPP to use her time wisely. Conceding that she was not persuading the judges on the point of cost, the senior prosecutor responded, quote, "Very well, milady, I will not belabor the point." End quote. But she maintained that murder must be treated with seriousness. She told the court not to forget the murder, why it was done, and what happened after. The senior prosecutor did not fare much better when the matter of the timeline for a retrial was raised.
Hey, you do the right thing now. Like and subscribe. Please and thank you. Let's get back to the evaluation. That was a good answer, acting DPP. But how soon would there be a retrial?
Justice McDonald Bishop pressed the prosecutor as to whether she agrees that a retrial date is uncertain. Yes, my lady, responded the acting DPP. The prosecutor could only offer 2025 as her best estimate of a timeline for Kartel to be retried. Justice MacDonald Bishop declared that the Vybz Kartel case has placed a microscope on what she described as systemic problems in Jamaica's judicial system. She says those problems may come to, quote, bite us somewhere along the way.
What would bite us if the man them guilty and walk free or innocent and serve time? The acting DPP is working man. Jet understand, and it could be January to April 2025. But here comes the bombshell, Miss Thompson.
Justice MacDonald Bishop also warned the prosecution that the Court of Appeal would not be sending the case back for a retrial unless the state can prove it has all its witnesses.
What? Why I said, Judge? No disrespect, but many will be disappointed if a retrial is not ordered. Although if it means justice done, then Jet would respect the court's decision.
Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Jeremy Taylor, who was the lead prosecutor in the original trial, has submitted an affidavit swearing that most of the original witnesses are available. But Justice MacDonald Bishop pointed out that there was no evidence that Mr. Taylor had spoken to any of the witnesses, nor was it clear that he had been in touch with all of them. The justice pointed out that simply providing a list of witnesses to the court by itself doesn't cut it. We can't send a case when we know that you're running down witness over there.
No, you F up. I mean, this is a gross incompetence on the part of the acting DPP. If them not have no evidence, you mean to tell me, say, this time, and you not bring, I have everyone agreement in affidavit to stand as witness for a retrial. Jet can see people screaming now at their phone. Bring back Paula Llewellyn. You know what? Let's not jump the gun too soon. Let's see what happens today. Is it important to point out to Gaza fans that the judge accept that she now question the evidence? So the evidence is there. She just concerned about the witness. I hope the judge stick to her words. No witness evidence, then the man them could walk free. Otherwise, go a retrial. If you do the crime, you should do the time. If not, walk free. So what is your view? Do you think the acting DPP messed up yesterday? Or do you believe them would have done them homework? Write your comment below, man, and let's have a discussion about this. For those of you who have forgotten to subscribe, please touch the like button, smash the subscribe button, and touch up the bell, and select all, and remember to share with your friends and family. So here we go, we are going to jet off,